mechanisation is a big part of what I do. Giving something autonomy, its own life, so I can walk away. The range of kind of what I do is quite broad, but I do take pleasure when I find that I make a drawing or write some music or make a piece of sculpture, that there's that something, there's a vein that runs through all of it, and you can say, oh, that is mine. And why is that mine? I don't quite know, but that gives me assurance that actually I've tapped into the thing I'm trying to tap into. Quite often what I realise I do is I create elements with always the intention or the desire to see them in formations. It's not just about making the object you want, you've got to create the jigs to make it, and often the tools to make it, and not just to make it once. But actually you might spend a long time creating like a mini production line to make a component, but I enjoy that process of refining and designing. I think there's freedom in limitation. Nature's totally random. Every plant will grow whichever blooming way it wants to, and it'll bend to get, well, it's not any way it wants to, any way it has to, and it will bend and get twisted by its environment. But it's never wrong. Within mechanics, you're led by physics. I create a machine, it has to work. So there's a very clear boundary there, and I've got to find harmony within that limitation, which actually is really liberating. And sometimes it's one hell of a limitation to give yourself, something to function, not just to function, but something to function when you're taken out of the scenario, so on its own. And out of that can come some kind of harmony, some kind of beauty, but not kind of beauty for the sake of being beautiful. The beauty comes through its functionality. Sometimes, like if you put work where it's meant to be, people already feel like they understand it. So if you put a piece of work where people weren't expecting to see a piece of work, they experience it in a different way, in a less loaded way. I don't have the perfect medium for that in terms of sculpture, but that's what my heart desires, a desire to make these things. The next step is like where to put them. Ideally you put them where the people are, but these things are quite fragile, so I can't put them at a bus stop, or I can't put them on the street corner. Recently I've been turning my sculptures almost upside down because I realised there's a lot of empty space up high. It's there and it's not being used. So I'm lowering the whole sculpture. So this tube's attached to the sculpture at the other end. That should be lowered now. And it should just stay there because of the friction. Putting work in my hometown of Peckham in the Khan's bargain store just seemed like a gift. There's really diverse mix of people use and love that store, and with its heritage as well, and the space provided above the aisles, it seemed like a really curious place to put something. My machines fulfill ultimately my curiosity, but then the satisfaction of creating something is that shared experience. Hey Pop, is this going to be in the way if I put it there? Do you want me to put it back in there?
You put it right here for the time being. Yeah.
Thank you. I think if it translates and other people become curious about them, then I feel the object, it's performed a duty. Good to see you. You know, I think something that has meaning for you just multiplies when it has meaning for others as well.